These people been here for 30 years. And for 30 years, they refuse to assimilate. As a matter of fact, they done turned Minnesota into Little Somalia. Even changed the flag of Minnesota to reflect Somalia. They wasn't trying to be Americans. They were trying to recreate home. But when you tell them it's time to go home, suddenly it's a problem. When you say it's time to pack your bags because your temporary protection is over, honey. It's time to pack your bags and go home. Now suddenly it's a problem. Oh, we Americans though. We Americans. Since when? You ain't never tried to be American. You tried to change America. You tried to create your own little Somalia that you could safely have things your way in.
All right, Chief Bavino, we heard from Tom Homan, who said that DHS is now launching an investigation into Ilhan Omar and whether or not she's in the country illegally. Can we count on you to make the arrest if we find out that Ilhan Omar is, in fact, illegally in the United States?
Nick, if she's here illegally, I'll definitely be putting some cuffs on her. I would absolutely love the honor of doing that.
Awesome. I just want to be there for it. That's all I ask. So.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, sir.
Joins us tonight to talk about Minnesota as well as a number of other issues. And sir, it's good to have you back on the show. Trump mentioning the Daily Mail reporting from 2020 that Ilhan Omar married her brother to get into the country. This was last week. Take a listen.
Look at their nation. Look how bad their nation is. It's not even a nation. It's just people walking around killing each other. They've taken billions and billions of dollars. They have a representative, Ilhan Omar, who they say married her brother. It's a fraud.
Calls that a fraud. It's a story that has never been successfully refuted, even though it's now a 5-year-old story. That's clearly a deportable offense. Is there an investigation into that?
You know, I just got advised by a fraud investigator the other day on that. I asked the question, who reviewed the file and says, there was immigration fraud involved. The statute of limitation became an issue in the last 4 years when this was first brought up. Who was president? Who ran DOJ? So pulling the records now, pulling the files, and we're looking at, but this fraud investigator, who I know personally, one of the best fraud investigators in HSI, Homeland Security Investigations, said there's no doubt he reviewed the file. So I'm running that down this week, matter of fact, and we'll see.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys pulling up today. Hope all is well. We got to get into it, man, because you heard the border commander. You heard that. He said, hey, if he gets an opportunity to do so, if he gets the green light, hey, he is more than willing to put Ilhan Omar in the clink. Doesn't have a problem with it, and escorting her behind outside of our nation. I got a multitude of clips to get into. We got a lot to talk about. I want to start off with this clip from this young lady who is basically letting it be known that, hey, Somalis, y'all got to stand on your own 2 feet here. We ain't got nothing to do with this. Listen.
I think for some strange ass reason, immigrants, y'all Somalis think because we black, we supposed to stick with y'all. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We don't share an allegiance because I'm black. Ma'am, I'm an American. There's a big difference. Theodore Roosevelt said, it ain't but one flag. That's the American flag. He said it ain't but one language, and that's the English language. And he said above them all, it ain't but one loyalty, undivided, explicitly, for the United States of America. If that ain't what the f*** about, then you ain't about what I'm about, being an American. First and only, honey. Not nothing in front of it. Not no stipulations behind it. We not the same.
Hey, this young lady, she's on to something. She's on to something. And a lot of people feel the exact same way that she feels. A lot of people feel it. And it's unfortunate that these things are happening. But then again, at the same time, I guess I got to say it is fortunate because it's really starting to force people to choose a side. Are you an American or are you not? Are you okay with putting America first and Americans first, or are you not? It doesn't matter how much melanin you have or don't have. Are you an American? And do you care about our Constitution, our laws, and do you care about the people who live here, who've been here who have paid into the system, worked in the system, helped to build the nation, so forth and so on, do you care? Because all that other stuff, I don't think it really matters at this point. It really doesn't. Because when you have people in our country, like the guy that I'm about to show you, and the next guy, and the next guy after that, it just makes you wonder, these people didn't come over here to assimilate. They just came over to take. Simple as that. Hit the like button.
You know, our own government's coming to neighborhoods and asking people for their citizenship. Like, this is not 1930s in Germany.
There was a handful of agents. At one point, they began firing pepper spray into groups of people, including Khalid Mohammed.
I lost my voice. I was blind for about 30 minutes because the pepper spray they used was so strong that it blinded me for about 30 minutes.
Hey, if you truly think that this is 1930s Germany, I mean, come on, man. Just go on and get up out of here. Y'all know what has transpired over the past 4 years. You know that there are people in your community that has either overstayed their visa or came over here illegally. You know that. And you also know that the president ran a campaign on implementing the largest deportation, act this country has ever seen. So why are you guys acting like this? Why are you acting surprised? And all these people, these are the folks that are out there protesting and carrying on and getting in the way of ICE doing their job. And if you are impeding ICE or any other law enforcement for that matter, while they're out there doing their job, you deserve what you get. Simple as that.
waxaan joognaa protest looga soo horjeedo hotelkan ay jiifaan nimanka ICE ah.
Now look at this. These people are out there protesting. They're outside of the hotel or motel, whatever you want to call it, where ICE is staying at, where they say some ICE members are staying. And they're causing a ruckus. And they're trying to keep these guys from, getting a proper night's rest so they can go out there and do their jobs in an effective way. This is crazy. This is crazy. They're upset that the federal government is doing their job. Now, hopefully they know that this isn't new. This isn't new stuff. And I'm talking about for the ICE agents. I'm sure they got earplugs and things of that nature. They're able to get a good night's sleep. They'll probably put them on rooms on the backside of the hotel, so forth and so on. But this is ridiculous for people that, say that they love the country and that they want to assimilate. This type of behavior, man, is just unbecoming. But when you have, people in your, state legislator like this guy, I mean, I guess this is what you get.
Hello, everyone. Senator Omar Fateh here. I'm in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood, and I wanted to speak to you about what we've been seeing here in the Twin Cities area, as well as throughout the state of Minnesota. President Trump has the full force of the federal government targeting the Somali community. What we've been seeing is that our neighbors have been detained, at times even American citizens, and families have been torn apart. But I want to let you all know that it does not have to be this way, and that you do have rights, and I want to run them by you. First, when ICE or an ICE agent comes to your door, you have the right not to open and to request information. You can ask for a judicial warrant that's signed by a judge. If they have a judicial warrant and not an administrative warrant. We saw that play out earlier today in the F building, in the towers behind me, in which an ICE agent came saying that they had a warrant to search the premises. We had Representative Mahmoud Noor, who did a great job in speaking with them and saying that, well, not so fast. You need to have a judicial warrant and not an administrative warrant. And of course, they tried to play dumb and act like they didn't know the rules. But in the end, they left the scene. And so that's what's needed right now. We need people that know their rights. We're having a lot of the boots on the ground organizations do a lot of great work. Folks like...
Yeah. So you see this. This is someone who is in Congress in the state of Minnesota. This is a person that sits in a position of power in the state of Minnesota. And that just lets you know that their allegiance is to protecting illegal immigrants, undocumented people, opposed to upholding the law of the federal government or, the city and of Minneapolis or the state of Minnesota. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. And it's just unfortunate, man. And that's why, I've been saying on this, I mean, hey, we need naturalized citizens, in these positions. This is outrageous. This shouldn't be. But we've opened Pandora box, and this is what you get. People that are, more in line with their, own community and people and from their own country, man, from their own country. And this is what they're, hey, they're there to serve them. And, hey, the heck with, what the federal government and what the president or what the administration would like to do or what actually makes sense for the country. Who cares? But these people are in the crosshairs not because, they're great people and folks just want to go at them. They're in the crosshairs because, hey, a lot of these folks have come over here and they've committed a ton of crimes. Simple as that. I want you guys to see what they've done and what they've amassed during this fraud.
We just found out what the Somali pirates did with their loot. Millions in taxpayer dollars meant for hungry kids went to island vacations, lakefront views, and hot cars. The pirates lived big and burned through a lot of cash. New court filings obtained by CBS News show the Somali scammers were living like Mike Tyson. One went on a luxury honeymoon in the Maldives, the Radisson Blu Resort, with water so clear you can count the stripes on the fish. But they were at the private pool, popping bottles, sipping champagne during the day. But at night, the sommelier leads guests through the finest selection of vintages. The resort has a 3,500 bottle cellar filled with labels from around the world and 7 restaurants serving top-tier cuisine. And don't worry, they're halal certified. It didn't stop in the Maldives. These guys had a taste for the good life, an eye for waterfront properties, and luxury cars like this 2021 Porsche Macan. These guys were young and filthy rich because they stole from you. One showed off his box full of cash and a text, $250,000. They also sent millions to China and Kenya, and now the pirates are getting what they deserve. Abdiaziz Farah is sentenced to 30 years, and Abdulmajid Mohammed got 10 years and was ordered to pay back $50 million, which we'll see if he can come up with that kind of cash. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The more we dig, the more fraud we find.
Yeah, that situation's a mess. Goodness gracious, man. Most of you guys have never seen, $250,000. I've never seen $250,000 cash. What are we talking about? This is crazy. This is crazy. I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on this? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. As always, man, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time, man. Y'all take care. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so